Once you've gone through a value discovery process like this, you're going to have a much clearer sense of whether or not you should be building the features that you were building, or are there new segments, or is there something that your segment cares so much about that was surprising to you? I've seen that happen before, and I think it can be really exciting if you're open to that process. And if you look at value discovery as a journey, if you look at pricing as a journey. One other thing I would just keep in mind too is that some of what I'm talking about in terms of this framework may be trickier in a really small market or a brand new market. I think that's fine, and I think that research still pays off. I also think it's really important to go beyond traditional user research or product discovery research, which I find to be really focused on what we are building or doing or trying to solve. And I find that teams sometimes miss the bigger picture of value discovery and prioritization from the point of view of the customer. So if you go too deep on a single problem, what I think can happen is you might get valuable insights about the problem, but you're missing the larger conversation about trade-offs, and you're not getting a sense of, is this like a top 3 problem for my customer in the span of things that they care about in their life or in their work? Or is this like the 73rd thing? Meaning it's important, but it's still pretty far down the line, and there are a lot of other problems they would try to solve if that was up to them. I think it's helpful to get to those insights. The research process is still super useful. I really can't recommend it highly enough. I think you always learn something. If you're just getting into monetization, here's a few things that you should keep in mind. First, it's absolutely better for your business to focus on high ROI customers versus trying to serve everyone. I cannot say this enough. And I think it's really hard for companies, especially when they're small or early stage, to understand this. But you dilute your resources, the effectiveness of your messaging, and the amount of value you can deliver if you try to serve absolutely everyone. So narrowing down to a tight targeting segment as part of your positioning is absolutely critical. And if you do pricing work, you're going to see that in the data.